I believe that 90% of companies hire the wrong way. I'm going to take one slide to tell you how most companies hire. 90% of companies are hiring for a position or a role, not a person. This one is probably true for 95% of companies. It's actually not a company, it's a manager thing. He thinks his power comes from being smarter than you. So he doesn't want to hire somebody that's smarter than him. You need to be going in and saying, hey, I think I'm really smart, but I can learn a lot from you. And we can work together to fix the areas that you think need to be fixed. If you're going in for an interview, try and find things that are similar between you and the person you're talking to. Companies like to hire somebody that's going to listen and obey, because go back to point number one, they're hiring for a position or a role. Now, in one sense, that's actually not a bad thing, because truthfully, listening, pretty important skill set you need. Once the decision is made, you need to be aligned on actually executing it. So you do need to obey in the sense that once a decision is made, you're there to do it. But companies will do this. They'll come in and they'll say, you know what? We work really long hours here. We work weekends. You have to be available for all that stuff. It's all garbage. So I would much rather have somebody that gets the entire job done in 4 hours rather than spending 12 hours sitting at a desk. Okay, you guys obviously know Apple. Yes. Virgin. Yes, more or less. Okay, Disney. Yes, more or less. Southwest Airlines are one of the first values-based companies in the country, in the world actually, sorry. If you hear a company, Lithuania, anywhere, talking about being a values-based company, chances are they're in that 10% of companies that will be great to work for. Okay? A values-based company is just a company that believes that its culture, its values, come from all of the employees, and it makes business decisions based on those values. When you read about these guys, and you read about their hiring process and how they make decisions to hire, there's one sentence that comes out in every one of these businesses, which is this: you hire for attitude, you train for skills. So what that means is if you come into a company and you happen to get the role as financial analyst, 6 months down the road, you could be doing marketing. You could be working in the call center. You could go from retail to be working in marketing. For Bite, our head of customer care used to be our lawyer, because we hire for attitude and behaviors and culture, and we train for skills. Look at what the company does, not what it says. So if you're thinking about applying for a company, or you're thinking there's a great company there to work for, go and talk to customers, talk to suppliers, talk to partners of that company. Find out how they act. I'll guarantee you guys, if there's a company in Lithuania where you have a good experience as a customer, chances are it's going to be a good experience as an employee. Look at the dress code of the company. The reason a company has a dress code is to get you to leave your personality behind when you come into work. If a business sales guy shows up in front of the customer with no suit and tie, he's not going to make a sale. He's not going to get paid. He learns pretty quickly how he has to dress. You guys know how to dress. You're all dressed now. We don't have to tell you how to dress. It's very personal. It's part of your personality. So if a company is hiring for personality, hiring for behaviors, hiring for attitude, dress code, chances are not going to have one. And I love this guy's quote. Tomorrow's illiterate person will be the man who can't read. It'll be the man who does not learn how to learn. So you need to understand whether or not you're a left brain thinker or a right brain thinker. You guys need to figure out how you learn the best. The only thing that's important in communication is the person hearing your message. It's not important what you say, it's important what they hear. The single most important thing in communication that nobody ever does is one-on-one communication. If you actually have good communication skills, it sets you apart from 90% of the people in a company, because most people don't. So all the stuff when you learn the communication, all the stuff about formal ways of communication, formal ways of talking, forget it. Be yourself. Truthfully, you guys have been talking for a long time. You know how to do it. You talk to people all the time. Just continue talking the same way. Don't second guess yourself. Do learn psychology to understand what motivates people. If you actually understand what motivates the person, you can communicate to them. You can work with them. In a business, that's all you need to be able to do. The other part is learn psychology, truthfully, to figure out yourself. Yeah? You need to figure out what motivates you. Every significant breakthrough in a company, in an industry, comes from somebody looking outside their industry. So if you actually want to learn something new, if you want to make something breakthrough, not just follow what everybody else has done, learn outside your industry. Questions you shouldn't ask yourself when you're looking for a job. Now, those things are called, sometimes they're called means goals. So a means goal is something that is a means to an end. Means goals usually are adaptive. You want more money, you get more money, 3 months later you still want more money. Yeah? So don't focus on those things. This is what motivates you. At the end of the day, these are end goals. The other things just get you there. These are the things you want to do. Okay, so again, I go back to a little bit of a summary. So be yourself. I know everybody says be yourself. What I'm talking about that is understand psychology, understand how to communicate, understand how to unlearn communication so that you can actually talk as yourself. Find a company you want to work for, not a role or a job you want. Look for the company first and use those 3 areas to find a company that actually fits that top 10%. And always ask yourself those last things, whether or not this new opportunity in the job is going to move you closer to what you want to experience, how you want to grow, and how you want to contribute. Thank you. Yay. Any questions? Post them us.